Continue on East 116th Street for half a mile.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. We're going to be driving through the city of Fishers, Indiana. Now, Fishers, Indiana is right outside of Indianapolis. It's north of Indianapolis. Now, Fishers, Indiana, for those of you that are not familiar with Indiana, is a suburb that's north of Indianapolis. Now, this is going to be the second largest suburb in Hamilton County, and I believe it's also going to be the second largest suburb in the entire greater Indianapolis area. Now, in my humble opinion, I made a video, I want to say about a year or so ago about Carmel. So go check out that video. And I've told you guys about the Carmel Police Department and how they like to follow people and pull people over and give people tickets for even the slightest speeding infractions. Now, I've driven through Fishers my fair share of times, and I gotta say that, in my opinion, Fishers would be a much better place to live than Carmel. Now, me personally, I would never pay the cost of living that you would have to pay to live here in Fishers. So it is safe to say I personally would not live in Fishers. And it's not because I don't like Fishers. It's not because Fishers is a bad place, because clearly it's a wonderful place to live if you have the right amount of money. It's a heavily sought after place for those that want to live in the greater Indianapolis area. And one of the main reasons why I say Fishers is better than Carmel is because, for one, although Fishers does get a bit congested with traffic during rush hour, I will say Fishers is a little bit smaller than Carmel, so the traffic isn't quite as bad, but it can get pretty bad, but not as bad as Carmel. And secondly, the police officers here in Fishers tend to be a little bit more lax than they are in Carmel. It seems like when you go into Carmel, you got police officers on you like beans and rice. As here in Fishers, it's not quite as bad. At least my experience in Fishers, it hasn't been as bad compared to Carmel when it comes to the local law enforcement. So that's why I would say, if I had to pick a choice between Carmel and Fishers, I'd rather live in Fishers. And the housing prices here in Fishers, for those of you that are looking to live in the Indianapolis suburb, is going to be a tad bit cheaper than Carmel. Now, if I can recall, the average housing price in Carmel was a little over $400,000, as where the average housing price here in Fishers is only going to run you $344,600. So on that note, I'm going to give you guys some general information about Fishers, the few things that you guys might want to know about Fishers. For starters, the population is 97,020 people, and the population has been growing at a rate of 22% as of the 2020 census. The median home price here, as I said a minute ago, is $344,600. However, if you want to buy a house here in Fishers, be prepared to spend at least $300,000. So if you have at least $300,000, come here to Fishers, check it out. You might like it. And as you guys will see later on in this video, Fishers does have a very nice downtown. Now, honestly, I think the layout of the downtown is a bit confusing. But nevertheless, Fishers, in my opinion, does have a nice downtown. Now, unlike other downtown areas I've driven through, the downtown area in Fishers looks new. It's modern. It's, you know, the majority of your buildings are very contemporary. You're not going to see any old structures that were built in the 1800s in downtown Fishers like you do in many other downtowns. So yeah, most of the buildings here in Fishers are very contemporary and modern and update. Now for the racial makeup of this city, you got 81.2% W, 5.5% B, 6.7% A, and 3.8% H. Now, one of the reasons why the downtown area of Fishers is the way it is, with everything being so modern, is because Fishers transitioned from a town to a city on the 1st of January in 2015. So Fishers didn't officially become a city until 2015. Before 2015, Fishers was a town, believe it or not. So, with that being said, the first mayor of the city of this city of Fishers was Scott Fadness, Fadness, Scott Fadness. And the first city clerk and council were sworn in December of 2014. So to be exact, on December 21st of 2014 was when the first city clerk and council were sworn in. And there's a fair amount of things to do here in Fishers. I mean, if you're into some fine dining and fine places to go and grab you a drink and a little bite to eat or whatever, you're definitely in the right kind of city for all that. Now, one thing Fishers has that you might enjoy, and for those of you that got children, your children may enjoy, would be the Counter Prairie, which basically is 1,000 acres worth of history, to put it in layman's terms. And basically on the Counter Prairie, there'll be the History Museum. There'll be the History Museum on the historic estate, which basically was owned by William Counter, which is hence the name Counter Prairie. I mean, it was named after William Counter, who was born in 1777 and lived up until 1855. And he was a local politician and entrepreneur during his day. So if you're looking for a place to take your children, you're looking for a place that's educational and fun, and also a place to where they can enjoy a little bit of fresh air and walk around, go check out the Counter Prairie. Another good place to take your family or yourself would be the Nickel Plate District, which is right by downtown Fishers. Now in the Nickel Plate District, you'll have your restaurants, your many stores, your outdoor activities, like around the Nickel Plate district, you'll have some parks you can walk around. And I believe there's a sidewalk in that area where you can go and you can ride your bike or skate or do whatever it is you like to do outside. I mean, they do got the Nickel Plate Trail, which is for walking or biking, so yeah, they do got that. And they do got the Nickel Plate District amphitheater. So if you're looking for a place to, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never been to the theater. So, and I believe it's one of those type of theaters to where it's well, I'm not gonna lie to you people, I've never been to the theater before, so I can't really speak much about the theater because I've never been there before. So I don't want to start saying a bunch of stuff and then it's not valid. And also, you got the Fisher's Farmers Market. So you can go to the farmers market, grab you some fresh fruits and vegetables. You got the Rudolph Music Center, which apparently is the largest outdoor music center in the entire greater Indianapolis area. You also got the Flat Fork Creek Park, which is one of the 24 parks that are in the city of Fishers. And for those of you that enjoy picking up a round or two of golf, you got I mean, like if you're traveling on Interstate 69, there's like a huge building. Well, I mean, whatever you want to call it. There's like this huge building that at nighttime it's even lit it up. They even light it up at night. It's called Top Golf Fishers. It's basically a place where you can go and you can play golf. And I mean, they got like, I've never been to this place before. I've just seen it right off of Interstate 69 as I drive by Fishers. And I believe they have both outdoor and indoor golf. So whoever been to this place before, Top Golf Fishers, leave a comment below and let us all know how it is, how it was, whether or rather not it's indoor golf or outdoor golf. Let us know the details. I've never been there before, but I know it's around. I've seen it before. So for those of you that been there before, leave a comment below. But it seems like a neat place to go if you enjoy playing golf. And I'm assuming that the golf is both outdoors and indoors. And then you got the I don't want to butcher this, but look, you got the Ritchey Wood Nature Preserve. That is spelled R-I-T-C-H-E-Y, Wood Nature Preserve, which is located a couple of miles from the Nickel Plate District. You also got the Sun Cane Tap Room and the Small Batch Brewery. So you can go there and grab you a drink and probably a bite to eat. You also got the Hamilton Town Center, which is the largest outdoor mall that opened in 2008. It has 90 plus stores and restaurants and other entertainment amenities. I mean, those are just a few things to do if you choose to go visit Fishers, Indiana. And of course, if that's not enough for you, I mean, there's, you can always drive over to Carmel, or you can drive into Indianapolis. Now, I will say, depending on your education level, I mean, even if you're a blue collar worker, I will say there are plenty of jobs to be had here in Fishers / here in Hamilton County, period. So if you prefer to not travel into Indianapolis to go to work, I will say in this current economy especially, you will not have to travel to Indianapolis to go into work. So if you live here in Fishers, you can most likely find a job either here in the city of Fishers, or you can go to one of the neighboring cities like Noblesville and Carmel and Westfield and find you a job, depending on what line of work you're in. And I would say if you work in the medical field, or if you work in financing, or if you work certain type of white collar jobs and you do not want to drive into Indianapolis, you don't have, some of you are not going to have to. Now, for those of you that are blue collar workers, which here in Fishers, there's probably not going to be too many Fisher residents that work blue collar work just due to the house prices here in the city. But for those of you that might do blue collar work, I mean, there's a few factories. I mean, I know there's one or two factories in Noblesville. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether there's any factories in Fishers or Carmel. Now, I believe there's a factory or two in Westfield. But again, I don't think there's too many people that are going to be moving here to Fishers that work those type of jobs due to the cost of living here in the city. So I would say the majority of the people who live here in Fishers are most likely doing some type of white collar job, or they're probably working in the medical field as a nurse or a doctor or something. And those type of jobs, you can get a job like that all day here in Fishers or anywhere in Hamilton County, pretty much. Now, as you guys may have been able to see when you clicked on this video is going to be a longer video, much longer than what I typically do. This video is going to be close to an hour long, and I'm not going to sit here and talk for an hour, because that would be, after a while, that would get on your nerves. So let's be honest. So I'm going to quit talking here, and I'm going to let you guys finish the video. And if you can't sit and watch the whole entire video in one set, do me a favor. Watch part of it, pause it, and whenever you get some time later, watch the other part. I mean, I typically don't like to do videos this long, but this is going to be my first time doing a video this long, so I'm going to just see how it works. So enjoy the rest of the video. And as always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Andrew's Life. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing and leave thumbs up, leave comments below. And I'm going to also take this opportunity to thank all of you new subscribers for subscribing, and for everybody that have left comments below recently. I thank every one of you as well. So So on that note, enjoy the rest of this video, and I will see you on the next one.